Greetings everybody, welcome to one of my quick tip videos. Today I'm going to be talking about what the Final Fantasy classes do, give you some of my opinions and my advice on them. With the Final Fantasy Pixel remaster releases about a month ago, I think people are finding this game again or finding it for the first time. I do enjoy Final Fantasy Origins and the PSP/original mobile versions of this game a little bit better than the Pixel Perfect, but it's still a good game. But anyways, what does each class do? What are their abilities? What are their advantages? Let's go through this real fast. The first one is the fighter. You usually see him as the guy that most people choose. Whenever you watch the review and you see the sprite walking around, it's the fighter, and for good reason. He is the tank of the group. He can take a lot of damage. He gets really high HP. He can wear some of the best armor and weapons in the game. His evolved form can also use white magic when you do Bahamut's special mission. So definitely take him along and put him up front. The second class that is picked by default is the worst class. Switch this guy out immediately. It's Thief. Now, if you're going, well, in other Final Fantasies, I've used thieves to steal rare items. I'm going to say Thief doesn't do that here. He's just kind of a class. He's a weaker version of the fighter here. He does have some of his own equipment drops too, but his stats don't nearly get as good. When he evolves into the ninja, he can use some very weak black magic. He's useful if you want to cast haste during a move for a second time next to the black mage there too. So if you're looking for an extra haste, he's good for that, but beyond that, he's kind of useless, especially when you consider there are so many items containing level 2 black magic that almost anyone can use. Having him around for black magic kind of makes him useless. He's the worst character, so switch him out for the monk. Now, the monk here is one of my favorite classes to use. I usually bring him along as my second party. He is a bit of a glass cannon, though. His HP stats don't get quite as high, and if you want to maximize his attack power, you're going to have to equip very weak armor to no armor at all. But if you do that, this guy can take down a lot of bosses in about 2 or 3 moves, provided he doesn't get hit and killed off. Still a very good fighter. He evolves into Master. That just gives him some stat increases, nothing much beyond that. Finally, let's talk about the mages. First off, let's talk about the mage I don't really put in my group that much, the red mage. Red mage here is the jack of all trades, master of none. I've seen going through the game with him that he's very good at the very beginning and middle of the game, because having someone to carry magic that you might not put on the white and black mage is useful, and having an extra caster is always useful. But towards the end of the game, both he and his evolved form, the red wizard, don't do that much. You know, he's, out of all the mages, he's also the one who can also attack for decent damage too. But when you get towards the end of the game where you either need someone to either forcefully attack or cast really powerful magic to defeat enemies, you're going to find this guy a bit lacking. Not a bad choice for newbies necessarily, especially if you're interested in experimenting with the magic. I myself just don't like him that much. The two other mages, though, I think are extremely useful. I put these guys in the back of the group. They're the white and black mages. White mage, of course, is the healer. She can do some very powerful healing spells, especially when she gets into her evolved form. Well, you do get a lot of healing items like healing staff and healing helmets that can cast weak heals. She's kind of the master of it, and she can also get things like Hilra that does a lot more to heal your party. Definitely bring her at least one of these along. And finally, the black mage and black wizard. Again, these are going to be magic spells that hurt enemy elemental attacks, etc. He's extremely good. That said, some of the other spells you might want to put on him are Temper and Haste. Haste especially can really increase damage when it's put on the monk, because it allows him to attack multiple times in one turn and increase that damage stat he does up the wazoo. It's really powerful when combined with the right character. So Black Mage is a pretty interesting character. Well, anyways, these are my thoughts on the characters. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. You have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching my video.